Check this out. We're here with Pablo Sanchez, assistant winemaker at Catena Vineyards in Argentina, in Mendoza, Argentina. And in case, just in the off chance you've been living under a rock, Catena is not just one of Argentina's greatest wineries, but one of the world's greatest wineries. Catena has worked their ass off for the last 20, 25 years, to even longer, to make wines at a quality level that is on par with any of the world's greatest wines. And Pablo is one of the main cats behind this. Now, we were talking, welcome Pablo.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier about, what was your term for between the lines?
Between the lines? Well, Nicolas Catena let you know he's a Cabernet Sauvignon lover.
Yes.
He loves Cabernet Sauvignon, and to create this wine in 1997, first vintage, he was inspired in the best Bordeaux blends to create the wine. This wine is always a blend between Cabernet Sauvignon and Malbec. The first vintage in 1997 was 95% Cabernet Sauvignon and the rest Malbec. The current vintage that we are tasting, the 08, is 65% Cabernet Sauvignon and 35% Malbec. To create the wines, we do a super selection of plants that we call the Zapata plants in the best places, best blocks in the best vineyards that belongs to the family. We have 2 vineyards for Cabernet here, Domingo Vineyard and La Pirámide Vineyard, and 2 vineyards for Malbec, the Malbec Adriana Vineyard and the Malbec Nicasia Vineyard. The wine is made in a very artisanal way. We pick up the grapes manually, we stem the grapes manually, and we fill French oak barrels, 225 milliliters and 500 liters, a small format barrels fermentation. The only thing that we can do there is punching down manually and roll the barrels in order to get the polyphenols from the skins of the grapes. After that, the wine is aged 24 months in barrels before bottling, and 2 years in the winery before the release of the wine. It's a wonderful combination of Cabernet and Malbec.
Even before we get to the whole Cabernet thing, what you were saying there, these wines are individually fermented.
Exactly.
In each barrel.
Exactly.
Kids, we're gonna put up a shot on the screen here, and when you see this, you're gonna freak out. What a labor-intensive, hardcore process to produce fine wine.
Yes, we try to keep all the details under control, selecting the plants. We add a red ribbon to each plant that will be dedicated to produce this kind of high-end quality wines. And after that, in the winery, they are fermented with wild yeast in order to preserve the expression of each terroir. It's a super selection, it's very artisanal production of the wine.
Now, most consumers here in America, Malbec has been pounded into our heads, right? The last 20 years, Argentina, Malbec, Argentina, Malbec, Argentina, Malbec. This is mostly Cabernet. What does this say for the future of Cabernet in Argentina? Is it looking pretty good?
Yes, we have an enormous potential. This is the reason we are still working with Cabernet Sauvignon. Nicolas Catena Zapata have been dedicating the last 30 years to study the Malbec very well in order to improve the quality of the Malbec. But he did the same with the Charles, and he did the same with the Cabernet Sauvignon. Remember, he was a pioneer in Argentina, introducing the first intact clones of Cabernet Sauvignon to plant in Mendoza. And nowadays we are working with a selection of cuttings from our Selección Mendoza Cabernet Sauvignon in order to continue and improve the quality of the caps, Argentinian caps. Aging potential of this wine is probably 25 years. As a surprise for you, today we brought a bottle of our 01 vintage, Nicolas Catena Zapata, which is the most balanced blend between Cabernet Sauvignon and Malbec. It's 52 Cabernet and 48 Malbec blend. The idea is to show you how this wine can age through the years and how the Malbec contributes to the blend also.
We've been really lucky around here, Pablo, because Best Wines, we do a bit of Bordeaux business, so we get to taste a lot of older Bordeaux wines. We do a lot of older Cabernet tastings, et cetera, et cetera. Let me tell you, I've been tasting a lot of wines from the 2000, 2001 vintage in Bordeaux, and I don't know if I've had one better so far than this wine. This wine is on fire.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Now, moving forward from 2001 to 2008, would you say that 2008 is a better wine for what it was at that time, based on knowledge, education, what you've learned over the last 7 years?
Yes.
Greater potential with this wine even than this wine?
Yes.
Okay. And this wine, I had this wine on release. It was Kicktail on release. Amazing wine. And it's still amazing at 13 years old. What we have to understand, I think, what you guys are doing, you're making one of the world-class wines.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
He's like, yeah, oh yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. But I think a lot of folks that drink Bordeaux, drink California, etc. I don't think they actually understand just what's happening here. That you guys are really committed to making some of the world's greatest wines. And I'm not paid by Catena. This is not a commercial. This is no BS. This is just the wines in front of us right now. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
With what's happening. The 01 is amazing, and the 08 is going to be better than this. Huh? What? Argentina, Cabernet.
You can wait 20 years, or you will
can't.
drink it before.
I'm hoping.
That is the problem.
As you can see, there's a little bit missing already. I think by the time we edit this, it's going to be more down to like there or something.
Yes.
Pablo, you guys are crushing it, man. This is absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.